Boris Johnson ducks out of press conference amid noisy protests, leaving empty podium next to Luxembourg's PM.
Here's a summary of the article.
Boris Johnson failed to turn up at his own press conference in Luxembourg on Monday rather than face noisy anti-Brexit protesters, in extraordinary scenes from Luxembourg. Mr. Johnson had been in Luxembourg to meet with the country's leader and with Jean-Claude Juncker, the European Commission president. A Downing Street source said Mr. Johnson had asked for the press conference to be moved inside away from the public, but that the request had been refused by the Luxembourgish government. The protesters who scared away Mr. Johnson were mostly British nationals living in Luxembourg. Mr. Johnson was immediately criticised by opposition politicians for the decision to skip the press conference. Labour MP Ian Murray said, "Boris Johnson is proving to be such a liar that he probably promised himself to turn up to the press conference. It just shows that he has nothing to say, so avoids the scrutiny. He can't provide any answers to his empty promises, so decides to hide." Chicken promises from a chicken PM. The image of the empty podium in front of the Union Jack says it all. Boris Johnson is embarrassing Britain on the world stage.
This post received a score of 54,552, with an upvote ratio of 88%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Hulk hiding.
The Invisible Hulk.
See also, the Incredible Sulk. AKA the Unintelligible Bulk.
In newsrooms across the UK, writers of headlines are desperately taking notes.
And the Daily Telegraph is desperately trying to find an angle to blame this on Europe. At worst, they'll do their usual trick and pretend it didn't happen.
They'll just copy the Daily Express.
Boris given secret lead into death of Diana, does his patriotic duty to follow it up immediately.
Digging up corpse absolutely necessary, says Hulk.
When he said Hulk smash, I didn't realize he was referring to the princess corpse. Nor did I realize the necrophilic implication.
Brave Sir Boris ran away. Bravely ran away.
When a protest reared its ugly head, he bravely turned his tail and fled.
Bravely taking to his feet, he bravely made a brave retreat. Bravest of the brave, Sir Boris.
Brave Sir Boris.
He was not afraid to fail. Oh, brave Sir Boris.
The aptly named Sir not appearing in this press conference.
On second thought, let's not go to Luxembourg. 'Tis a silly place.
You're the PM? Well, I didn't vote for you.
Strange women lion in pawns distributin' swords is no basis for a system of government. Supreme executive power derives from a mandate from the masses, not from some farcical aquatic ceremony. Although the way it's going at the minute, this system may be worth a try.
Greater than strange buses covered in lies are no basis for a system of government.
Hulk dash.
Hulk crash. British economy.
Hulk wash, his hands of wrongdoing.
Also today, Dominic Cummings, Mr. Johnson's top advisor, has told government aides that ministers could suspend Parliament again in October if the Supreme Court, which will hear an appeal this week, rules that the original suspension was unlawful. Number 10 sources insisted the comment was quite clearly a joke. Dominic Cummings needs to be fired immediately, preferably out of a cannon.
Just like Trump's repeated jokes that he could serve more than 2 terms as president. These are called trial balloons.
Or like Caesar being offered a crown at the parade. That's exactly what I thought of.
ELIU. Explain like I'm uneducated.
Caesar refuses the crown to pander to the people. So the people would think better of him for not wanting to be king. Meanwhile, he's already a dictator.
I thought he turned down king to be a dictator as it was more powerful.
Basically, a dictator was a king, but term limited to a period of 10 years, after which they were supposed to willingly give up power. What Caesar did was make himself dictator when Rome was in no immediate danger, then abolished term limits to make himself dictator for life. He made a big show of not being a king because Romans hated kings, but at that point he was king in all but name. That's how dictator got its modern-day meaning, a king in all but name.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.